Okay, if you've ever written an automation script, you have definitely felt this pain. You craft the perfect locator, you hit run, and it fails. And you're just staring at the screen, looking right at the element. It's clear as day. So what is going on?
It's probably one of the most common, and let's be honest, one of the most frustrating questions in all of web automation. You're looking right at the button, or the text box, or whatever it is. You can see it, you can click it with your mouse, but your script, it's acting like it's a complete ghost.
And then you see it, staring back at you from your console. Those three dreaded words that just make your heart sink. No such element exception. It's a universal pain point for sure, but the good news is there's usually a very, very specific reason for it.
See, the element isn't a ghost. The problem is that it's living in a completely different neighborhood than the rest of the page. The culprit, almost always, is a little piece of web architecture that's hiding right there in plain sight. An iFrame. So if we're going to defeat this enemy of automation, we first have to understand it. What exactly are these frames, and why do they cause our scripts so much grief? You know, the concept itself is actually pretty simple. A frame, or an iFrame, is literally just an HTML document that's been plopped down inside another HTML document. It is, for all intents and purposes, a complete web page living inside a little window on the main page. Think about embedded YouTube videos or online ads. A lot of those are iFrames. To make this crystal clear, let's use an analogy. I want you to imagine your main web page is a big office building. When your Selenium driver starts, it's standing in the lobby. Now, an iFrame is like a security monitor hanging on the wall of that lobby. By default, your driver can interact with everything in that lobby. The front desk, the elevators, even the potted plants. It can see that security monitor on the wall. But here's the catch. It can't reach through the screen and interact with the things happening on the security feed. That feed is a totally separate world. And that is exactly why you get no such elementation exception. Your driver is looking for an element in the lobby that's actually on the monitor.
So, how do we get our driver to stop looking around the lobby and start focusing on that monitor? Well, this is where Selenium gives us the key to unlock this hidden world. It's all about the switch to command.
This is it. This one line of code is the magic wand. Driver.switchTo.frame. This is how you tell your driver, hey, stop what you're doing. I need you to direct all of your attention to this specific frame right here. Okay, but how do you tell your driver which frame to look at? Well, you've got options. If the frame is nice enough to have an ID or a name attribute, that's usually the easiest way. You can also find the frame just like any other web element, using a CSS selector or XPath, which is super reliable. Or, if you have to, you can use its index number, starting from 0 for the first one. So the crucial takeaway here is that this becomes a simple three-step dance every single time. 1. You find the frame itself. 2. You switch the driver's context into that frame. And 3. Now and only now can you finally find and interact with all the elements living inside it.
Okay, awesome. Our driver is now focused inside the frame, it's doing its thing. But what happens when we're done? We need to know how to get back out and maybe even move into a different frame on the same page.
And yeah, this is the next logical question everyone asks. My script has done its work on the security monitor, but now I need it to go talk to the receptionist back in the lobby. How do I get it out? And luckily, the command for this is just as straightforward. Driver.switchTo.defaultContent. This is your escape hatch. It immediately resets the driver's focus all the way back to the main web page, pulling it out of any and all frames it might be in. And this right here, this reveals the golden rule for pages that have more than one frame. You cannot switch directly from frame A to frame B. It just doesn't work. Think about it. You can't just teleport from one security monitor to another one across the room. You have to step away from the first one, walk across the lobby, and then focus on the second monitor. The flow is always into a frame, back out to the default content, and then into the next frame.
All right, you ready to level up? Because yeah, it can get a little crazier. What happens when you have a frame inside of another frame? It's like a security monitor that's showing a video feed of another security monitor. Welcome to the world of nested frames.
But don't worry, the logic is exactly the same. You just apply it in sequence. First, you switch from the lobby to the outer monitor. Then, while your focus is on that outer monitor, you perform another switch into the inner monitor that's on its screen. It's just a chain of focus shifts, one level deeper at a time.
Okay, let's zoom out for a second and put everything we've just learned into a single, powerful toolkit. These are the essential context-switching commands you're going to need in Selenium.
See, switch to isn't just one command. It's really a family of them. You have switch2.window, which lets you jump between different browser windows or tabs. You have switch2.alert, which helps you handle those simple JavaScript pop-ups. And of course, our hero today, switch2.frame, which is the command for diving into those embedded web pages.
And this all comes down to one core concept that ties everything together. If you remember one thing, let it be this. Your Selenium driver has a single point of focus. It can be on the main page, it can be inside a frame, it can be focused on an alert, but it can only ever be in one of those places at any given moment.
So really, the most important command for handling frames isn't something you type in your editor at all. It's the diagnostic question you have to ask yourself when your script fails. Before you check your locator, before you do anything else, just stop and ask, where is my driver's focus right now? If you can answer that question, you can solve pretty much any frame-related problem that comes your way.